Again, a pleasant day to all of you. So now, what I'll be doing is I'm going to be discussing now how to use the $_get, okay, which is used for super globals. And as I have mentioned, of course, we will be needing our local host for this. So for those who have not yet opened their WAMP server, make sure that you are able to open your WAMP server already so that your services like the web server will be running. So I'll be sharing to you how to go about that. So first, go to your start button. And then from the start button, you can type there WAMP, and automatically it shows the Start WAMP Server app. So click that. And then after you click that, you will notice in your system tray that there is the igloo-like icon. So click this icon and then make sure you click Start All Services and that its color is white. Once you're seeing a white colored WAMP server icon, then you can click on localhost. After you click localhost, it will show you to this browser page. Okay. So I hope you can see my screen well. Do you see the list of the files? Hi. So aside from seeing that I have my files here, so first I want to show to you the previous file, HTML file that was made, right? And we have this. And aside from that, I'll be showing the source code over here. So you have here the source code. What's important now to make our, or to use the super global $_get function now, or that particular super global, then what we have to do is we have to know the names first, okay, of our controls. Like I have the text box for the last name, the first name, and so on. Aside from that, we have to make sure that we are using the correct action value. So once we are going to get the values from those controls, they will redirect, or this page will be the landing page, the customer details.php. And our method should be get. Why get? Because we are still in the development stage and we want to check if the values are indeed being passed on from one web page to another. If we're done with the development, so just to show the difference, get is used during development. Post is used during deployment. So that's the difference between the two methods. Make sure that whenever you are still using, or you are still at the development stage, you're still coding, you are still testing, then use the get method to check if the values are being passed on from one page to another. But if it is already finished, you're sending it to the client already, make sure it is in post method. Okay, so let's proceed. So as I said, I need this. And then now, I already prepared another web page, another source code for this. And this is the summary page. So just to make it simple first so that you'll see how it's done. So I'll use, so let me first, what I did was I just had the HTML tag, this one, head, title, summary. Then remember, there should be a form action if I'll go to another page. And then I have another part of the source code, which is the PHP code. So I was talking about this a while ago. I need to know the last name, this one, the name of the control, so that I can pass the data to the next web page. So I'll share to you the browser output. Let's check first if it's working. So I'm in customer. This is in the Pets R Us store, customer registration page. So let's say I'll type Gray, Catriona Smith. And then let's say she's ordering 2 golden retrievers worth 10,000 pesos each. So that's 20,000. Let's say other interests are she's also interested in crocodiles, parrots, and tarantula. And comments, let's say she says, do you deliver? And then send. Now look, immediately I got the data from the previous web page. So there's Gray, Catriona, Smith, the chosen pet dog, golden retriever 2, 10,000, cost 20,000. And then the other interests are here, as well as the comment, do you deliver? So in order for this to work, I'll be sharing to you the source code, which I prepared already. Okay, so let me just put this down first, so that it's easier for you how I started with it. So first you have the dollar. Then since we chose the last name, okay, I create a variable, the dollar last name, right? And then I will be, so just a minute. First, let's put the super global dollar underscore get. And then I have 2 square brackets. Afterwards, of course, I need the terminator. Now we need to get the name of our text box, which is last name. I suggest you just copy paste this to avoid typo errors, and then paste it here. And you have to put it in a variable. So to make it simple, I just used last name. And then afterwards, once you have this, then you're going to put that. Of course, you need an echo. And then let's say the customer's last name. And then we just concatenate it or add it to dollar last name. So I have a line break. After that, just to make sure it's presentable. Okay, so that's how I came up with this. The dollar, last name, dollar, first name. So that's what I was going for. Okay, so I already prepared it beforehand so that you can immediately see how it works. So let me undo it. Now, what about this one? How do you get the radio button values? Okay. So for radio button, since the name is pet, chosen pet, that's also the same thing that you have to put here, chosen pet. Put it back. Okay. So I have here chosen pet, dollar underscore get chosen pet. Why chosen pet? Because that is the name that we provided over here. This one. So it has to be the same. No typographical errors, meaning if it's lowercase, then in customer details, it should also be lowercase. So that's how I did the chosen pet radio button. What about the breed? For the breed, let's go to that. It's a drop-down list box. Since the name is breed again, so same procedure, you just got to use its name, which is breed. Like this. Get, then breed. The same goes for quantity and unit price. Now, what is tricky is the checkbox, because in the checkbox, there are three options, right? Three checkboxes. Okay, so because the option button, you already know how to use it, just get the name. So here, what I did was I just came up with, so remember we need to get this. I came up with other interests 1, 2, and 3. So let's check over here. There. So what I did was, this is other interests 1, $_ crocodile. Why crocodile? Because that's the name of the first interest. This one, crocodile. The same goes for parrot, tarantula. So I need to have that for other interests 2 and 3 here. So there and there. Okay. Now the last is for the comments. So for the comments, I again use the name comment, which is found in the customer registration page over here. There. So its name is comments. That's why I have to use the term comments. And that's how I get this working. Okay, so that's why I was able to get all of them. And that this is how, or what it means to be a dynamic web page. In HTML, you cannot get the values from one page be transmitted or sent to the next web page. But here, using the super global $_get, I am able to show to you how it's worked. One more thing, class, I also want you to notice in this query string, what is the query string? This is your query string, this one. So notice that in the query string, this is the last name, Gray, and then Catriona Smith. This is the chosen pet, the breed, and so on. This is what happens when you have the get method implemented. You're able to see if the values are being passed on from one web page to another. And with that, I was able to explain to you how you can use the super global whenever super global $_get whenever you would like to create dynamic web pages.